or parts 140 through 159 reports. 11241 annual special periodic reports carriers subject to the Part 1 Interstate Commerce Act. 1241-1 common carriers. 1241-2 reporting companies to fine. 1241-11 the annual reports class 1 railroads. 1241-15 railroad classification survey form. All right, 1241-1 common carrier. All common carriers ship with the provision Part 1 Interstate is common for the act of the name of the owners of all of the railroads and gave for the interstate with the comments for the air to define with the herein required after to file with the office for the board on before the 31st of the day of the March in each year of the report of the covering the period of 12 months ending with the 31st day of the December of the preceding state day, said date given the particular with thereto for the call of the annual report squad with the board and said carriers, owners, and railroads. All right, 1241-2. Reporting company to define every common carrier with the railroad, every common carrier by rail, which is required with the regulated with the commerce of the file with the board, any with the tariff schedule of the rate for the fares charged for any of the concurrencies and shift the tariff or schedule should be required to keep the operating accounts and to be filed with the annual operating reports unless specified with the keep by the board. Every rail corporation owning with the not owning railway used in the interstate with the foreign commerce shall be required to file with the board any annual on operating report unless the relief therefrom the provisions of the rule of the following annual existing and enacted corporation coming with the scope of the rules given in above may be relieved from the requirements of the rule with the not outstanding staff of the obligation not held with the controlling corporation with the controlling corporation reports and active corporation, such fact that the boards may require that there be reported reports controlling corporation controlled operations must exclude the duplication in respect of the investments of the railway plant equipment in respect of the security of the outstanding 1241 annual reports of class 1 railroads commencing with the report of the year ended December 31st, 1973 thereafter until they further ordered all line haul railroad companies of class 1 as defined in 1241 of the chapter subject to section 20 in part 1 Interstate with Commerce Act are required to file annual reports according to the Railroad Annual Report Form R1. Such annual report shall be filed with a duplicate of the Office of the Economic Surface Transportation Board, Washington, D.C. on before March 31st of the year of the filing of the year which is reported. Expenditure certain statistic information described in the positive train control installation maintenance of the operation shall be separately identified with the supplement of the Railroad Annual Report Form R1. Submitted with the Railroad Annual Report Form R1. The supplement is identified with the positive train control related with the expenditure of the road property, equipment improvement of the depreciation of the road property equipment of the accumulated depreciation investment of the rail property railway operating expense of the supplement shall identify the total amounts on which the carriers install the positive train control, the number of locomotives equipped with the positive train control. The supplement shall include the positive train control related expenditures for the passenger only serve the not otherwise captured individual schedules. In addition, with separating capital expense for the operating expense incurred by the railroad positive train control of the respondent entity shall include the value funds for the receipt of the non-governmental government transfer include the grants and subsidiaries subsides other contribution reimbursement that respond to the need of the purchase of the positive train control assets or to the offset of the positive train control costs. All right, 1241-15, railroad classification service survey form commencing with the year ending of December 31st, 1982, but thereafter for the further order, all railroad companies not required annual report form R1 compute that they had adjusted revenue sheet for the revenue deflator formula. This errors and change of the no carriers classification of the surveyor should file with the Office of the Economic Surface Transportation Board, Washington, D.C. on and before March 31st. All right, Part 142, separation of common operating expenses between freight service and passenger service and railroads.